Hey guys, this is Team Concurrence, and we are here with our project GreenO. And as you can see, that it is a autonomous energy orchestrator for heavy industry. So this project is a green track project, and let me just give you a brief that what this product does. So basically, it is an orchestrator which works on an optimization problem. For example, in India. Some of the companies that are like heavyweight companies which uses heavy machineries such as textile industries, diamond industries, and certain public sectors. So they need to optimize the carbon emission of those of their companies because if it is not within the threshold, then they may have to pay the hefty fines from the government. So the optimization problem on which we are working is that the company needs to minimize the carbon emission from their machineries, keeping in mind that the profit and the production of their industry is not affected too much because in order to optimize the carbon emission and its footprints, they need to shut down some of their machines for a certain time period of the day. So in this we are optimizing that the production unit of those companies is not being affected too much. Yeah, so that is the greater idea. And for this orchestration, what we are using is an RL agent, that is a reinforcement learning agent, which is working on a policy optimization problem trained on PPO, that is proximal policy optimization algorithm. So let's deep dive into the portal, and let's see that how it works. So you can see the sign up page. So here any company can sign up. So let me just go with the process. We can simply add an email here and a password. So this is the first step of onboarding a company in our portal. Yeah, so here we can see that sign up is done. So now we have to add the details of the company. So let's say it is nil only, and yeah, we have to add the GST number, and for example, the industry is textile, and the location is Surat, and yeah, we have to keep the email ID as it is that we were having during sign up. Yeah, so we have added the details of the company, so we can see the preview that okay, what we are having in this, and then we are providing is that the consent to the company, because in our portal we need the data from company's IoT sensors, and which keeps the track of grid of the company, then the solar grid emissions, then load usage and electricity usage, and the cloud cover about that company. So all such things are needed to given by the company. So we need to give them a consent, and if they agree, then only we will have the data and orchestrate the process. So they can simply allow it. And here we have to add here the company needs to add their certificate of GST. So we can simply add that. We have to simply give the basic information here. Okay, so now we have to add the GST tax document. Yeah, and you can see the note that okay, now once we have added all these documents, so we need to validate these documents, right? It needs to be verified. So for that we are having an admin dashboard. So the admin will be verifying these company through their number. So here you can see that the verification status is pending for the application that we filled in. So yeah, this is the admin panel. So here the admin will be verifying this. So yeah, it will. So this will be a manual process because it is a sensitive data and needs great care. So the verification will be a manual process only by the officers. So yeah, once this is approved by the admin, so yeah, you can see that the verification status is now verified. And after that, our portal is a subscription based portal. So for that we are using Razorpay API. So currently we are having just one time payment that is of $75. So let's go for it. Uh, yeah, so this is the Razorpay UI, and here we have to add a VPA, that is a UPI ID. Yeah, so we can see that the payment is successful. So yeah, the payment is successful, and using this, the company is now completely onboarded, and they can now orchestrate and analyze their grid systems. So here we are having a unified dashboard which provides all this. So this architecture is completely event-based architecture. So what we are doing is that all the companies are having their own database, which will have the sensors data and all the data that we need. So this data will be coming through the event-driven architecture. That is, we are using Kafka for that. And once it is in our portal, so we'll be providing them real-time actions using the RL orchestrator only. So, and in this RL orchestrator, what we did is that we were not able to find the real world unified data, that is a complete single data. So what we did is that we were having real world data for separate systems, like for climate changes, and for some seasonal data of electricity generation, solar grid systems, and etc. So data we were having separate data for those. So what we did is that we augmented the data from the statistical distributions that the real world data was following. So on that we trained the RL agent. So now, yeah, you can see that this event-driven architecture is working great. Like the AI-driven decisions. Here, the main factor is HVAC power. So what this suggests is that the 21% of the companies, 21% of the machineries of that industry needs to be shut down for a certain time period. Right. So that is the main focus that we need to do, because we are optimizing that only. That once they are shutting down their machineries for some time, so the carbon emission will be optimized, and keeping in mind that the profit is not being too much lost. Now we can also see that there are some analysis charts that are useful for the industrialists. So yeah, that is the use case. And here the detailed metrics, that is the output that we give to the RL agent. Yeah. So this is the unified dashboard, that is the complete orchestrator of our portal. So this is the heart of our portal, right? Now, when an industrialist or the businessman needs to understand that, okay, that this much is the HVAC power. So, like, why do I need to do this, or do I rely this or not? So, for that, we are having a reg assistant, that is a chatbot. So now, what the businessman really need to understand is that, okay, what profit do I make from this, right? Because at the end, it is only that. So they can use this reg chatbot, and we have given the unified manual of all the machineries that all the industries follow. So that is a standard machinery module. So it is being given as a knowledge graph. So if the businessman wants to ask that, like, okay, uh, what is the profit and benefits that I will make from the actions of RL agent? So they can ask such kind of business questions, and like, see, based on the knowledge graph that we are having and the RL output, that is the reward that we are having from the reinforcement learning agent, they will be able to see entire justification that, okay, this is the scenario that is having. Yeah, so this is the greater point of our system. Yeah, so thank you. We hope that you liked the process.